there's even a countdown. So you're stressed to the maximum. Okay.
All right. Now when do we see them in the room? There they are. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to pop into the room. Great. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. As someone has already started, I would like you all to post in the chat your hello and where you are in the world. So go ahead and go. I will also do this. Oh, Q&A. Yeah. Everyone put your put your greetings in the chat, not the Q&A. The Q&A, keep your crystals there. Keep your questions there. I was obviously just speaking to Crystal. All right. Nice. I love seeing where everyone is from. Nice. Good morning. Good morning. And afternoon and evening for some of you. Great. All right. While you're posting your intros, I will go ahead and introduce all of us. This is your job searching 101. This is the Microverse Career Coaches, and we are sharing our expertise and advice for job searching. And here are your coaches today. As you can see, I am not Ariel. My name says I'm Ariel, and Crystal is showing that she is Ariel, but here we are. So to move on with it, do each of you want to give a little bit about your bio? Like Eric, do you want to go first?
Sure. I was a developer for a number of years at various companies, mostly in Silicon Valley. I worked at Yahoo back when Yahoo was cool, and Google and PayPal and Western Digital, and also did some work for the U.S. government. And then I moved into career coaching, and it's just exciting to be able to help people learn how to navigate finding jobs in tech. I was also a hiring manager, so I know what hiring managers are looking for and how to make a great resume. So yeah, that's me.
Nice. How about you, Crystal?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal, not Ariel. So I'm a coach at Microverse, and I started out as a software developer, and I did that for 5 years. And then I decided to move into coaching. So that gave me the background of the software engineering, but also the coaching side of helping people find jobs in the software development industry. So I started with Microverse about 2 months ago, and it's been a great ride because I'm seeing a lot of students who are looking for jobs, who are trying to make sure their resumes are complete and their portfolios are ready. And it's just something that's really cool to help people prep for the tech industry that is awaiting them. So I really like what I do.
It's exciting. I think I see Yvonne popping in and out. Yvonne, are you here? I don't think so. All right, then I'll go. I'm Jen. I have been a career coach for technical job seekers, mostly career changers for the last 4 years, maybe 5 years now. I'm starting to lose track, but I started off, a long time ago working with people that are transitioning because they were laid off and they had to find new jobs. And then just over time, I found that I liked working with tech people. The best time I had was with data scientists and developers and software engineers. So I just decided to go this direction, and this is where I've been now at Microverse for the past 8 months. And Yvonne is also not Ariel. I see we all did this. Yvonne, when you're ready, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you. Nope. Okay. Or not. I'm sure Yvonne will be back. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off and let you all know, what do career coaches at Microverse do? Some of you may not have met us before, so I just wanted to go through this and say that career coaches provide support as students progress through the program towards the goal of employment. But what does that even mean? We definitely want to work with you to make sure you have the tools you need to have the greatest chance of success through your entire career, not just your first job. And in fact, we want to continue to support you beyond your first job offer after the program ends. And we want you to come back to us for help when you're ready to job search again. Something we're working on this quarter and into next quarter is we're working on more ways to engage with alumni. So we are definitely looking forward to that. And we have developed curriculum and a lot of self-directed activities to help guide our students. And we spend a lot of time developing more content, specifically our Zendesk knowledge base and our curriculum. Within the Zendesk knowledge base, the FAQ section is available to all Microverse students. So you don't have to wait until you transition into interview prep or job searching. You don't have to wait until you have a career coach and a career coaching group. If you have questions about anything career services related, it's very likely in those FAQ. So you can get in there and get some quick answers to all of your burning questions. Some of those questions we hear a lot would be, what do I do about my salary expectations, or how do I negotiate my salary? All right. And so moving forward from that general intro, I want to introduce Crystal to talk about SMART goal setting. Sorry, I want to introduce Yvonne. My bad, everybody. To talk about SMART goal setting and the professional skills you work on leading up to your job search.
Okay, I just want to make sure everyone can see me and hear me. Oh, okay. Okay. I had honestly been struggling with that. Hi, everyone. Sorry I missed the round of introductions. I was all over the place with the login. My name is Yvonne, and I'm a career coach at Microverse, working with this wonderful team. And before Microverse, I did some work as a technical project manager, then a product manager, and then I decided to help women transition from their boring careers to tech, and it was interesting. So that was where I started my journey as a career coach. And now I'm here helping everyone transition to tech as well. So SMART goal setting and professional skills leading up to job search. SMART goals
Did we just lose Yvonne? Hey, did we just lose Yvonne?
Yes, I think we did.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, no.
I know. All right, let's see. Let's give a second to see if Yvonne pops back in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Clip in for real.
I think we lost
Hello?
Eric as well.
There we
Jen?
go. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh my God.
It's okay. Yvonne, we hear you. Hey. Can everyone hear me? Okay, good. All right. I think presenters, let's just go with turning our cameras off and see if that helps with the situation. All right, great. All right, so you know what? We might just go a little off script here. And Yvonne, are you back? All right, sorry everybody.
Jen, would you like me to go?
Yeah, let's jump ahead. We're gonna do something crazy with the slides. Sorry, everybody. Just ignore me while I click the slides. Let's go with Crystal.
All right. Hi, everyone. Sorry about the technical issues that we are having here, but that's part of life, isn't it? And we're going to go into the networking section while we wait for Yvonne to come back on. So here we go. There are, oh, sorry. What is networking? Okay, so let's start by asking ourselves, what actually is networking? And the first thing I'm going to talk about is what networking is not, okay? Networking is not the amount of followers you have. Networking is not, oh, I have 1 million followers and you have only 50. No, it doesn't work like that. Networking, simply put, is communicating with other human beings, whether you are in person or remote, okay? That is networking. All right, so there are 4 types of networking to be aware of, okay? And the very first one is professional social networking. So this is networking that you do on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or on Slack, because these are the professional channels where recruiters and tech people or people in the job industry tend to hang out. So you want to be in those social networks if you're looking for a job, okay? The second one is content networking. Now, content networking is when you write articles or blog posts and you publish them online, okay, for people to see. So on Medium or on Dev2, which are really big content networking sites. All right, the third one, as you all know very well, is the personal social networks. And personal social networks are Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever is new for making friends, okay? So those are your personal social networks. And the last one, and definitely not the least, is event networking, okay? So this is where you go to meet people at meetups, at conferences, at tech events, and you meet them in person and you talk with them, you get to know them, and then you exchange your contact details, okay? So these are the 4 types of networking that you have in general. At Microverse, we are going to help you with the first 2, which for us are very, very important, okay? And there's things that we can help you encounter in your Microverse journey. We can help you work with that in your Microverse journey, okay? But we really, really encourage also the 4th one, which is the event networking that you can do on your own, and you can build skills as you're meeting people in person or even online. As many of you know, because of COVID, because of the coronavirus situation, most of the event networks have gone online. So you'll see a lot of tech recruiters organizing events online, okay? So please make sure you try and join as many as possible just to get your name out there, all right? Okay. All right, before I go on to this slide about how we will help you build your networking, I want to ask you a few questions, and I'd love if you use the chat to answer. What do you feel stops us from networking with people online? What are your concerns about networking with people? And just feel free to write whatever comes to you in the chat. Why do you think some people avoid networking? And if you're able to write that, that would be really cool. Okay. So what we have noticed as coaches is that we have heard that a lot of students are scared of networking because of the fear of feeling rejected, okay? The fear of putting out a LinkedIn request and nobody's replying to it. The anxiety of writing a blog post and nobody comments on it and nobody likes it, okay? The worry of people not talking to you at events, which is really, really something that people struggle with as well, okay? This is something that we have noticed and that we are going to help you build as you do your networking, okay? So the first thing that we want to tell you is that building an online reputation through networking takes time. It takes a lot of time and it takes practice. So it's really, really important to start early. This is why in the curriculum, you're going to see that there are a lot of chapters that focus on networking on Twitter or on LinkedIn. Okay. We also have a lot of videos as well to help you network effectively on Slack or on other coding channels. So please look those up if you haven't already. Okay. Throughout the curriculum, we're also going to guide you on how to set up your LinkedIn profiles, on how to set up your Slack profiles, and how you can also send connection requests to people you want to connect to. Okay, so there are different ways of sending requests, but you want to attract attention from these people. So this is one of the things that we encourage you to do. Okay, and we're going to help you do as well. Okay, we also have lessons that we are including about writing blog posts. And these are going to really help you because many students struggle with writing a blog post. They sometimes say, oh my gosh, how can I get the title of the blog post right? Am I sure that I know enough content to be able to write a blog post? But I'm not a writer. How would I know how to write a blog post? We have a lot of lessons and videos to guide you through that, especially when you get to your job searching, to the job searching curriculum. So please have a look at that as well, okay? We are also building our FAQs on Zendesk so that if you haven't gotten to any part of the curriculum yet, but you still want to access the information, it is available to you on Zendesk through the FAQs, okay? All right. Do I have anything else that I want to add? So that's about it for networking. If you have any questions on networking, please feel free to write them in the chat, okay? And I'll be here to answer your questions. And I'm going to hand over back to Jen.
Hello. It seems that Yvonne keeps getting kicked out. So let's continue on with Eric. We're going to keep skipping a little bit. And Eric will talk about how we transition our students into interview prep and job searching at Microverse.
All right. So interview prep. The purpose of interview prep is once you've completed the technical program, you want to prepare for interviews. So what we do is we have a lot of different things that we have students do while they are in interview prep that focuses on a range of different types of preparation. The biggest and most important, I think, is the mock interviewing that we do. So when you are during interview prep, you practice a bunch of different kinds of mock interviews. So there's peer mock interviewing, there's PRAMP mock interviews, and there's industry professional mock interview at the end of the program. So what are these different kinds of interviews? A peer mock interview is when you practice with your coding partner or other peers in the program. You solve coding challenges together with a strong emphasis on algorithms and data structures. And one student acts as an interviewer while the other student acts as the interviewee. And then after you're done, you switch roles and do it again. We have students practice this many, many times during interview prep. And it's very effective. Interviewing is very hard. It's very difficult. It's very stressful. And the more you practice it, the more comfortable you will feel doing it. And so the next kind of type of mock interview we have is PRAMP. PRAMP is actually a public online platform for matching people from all over the world to do mock interviewing. And it's a bit different than peer mock interviewing because you'll be matched with people from all over the world. So what happens on PRAMP is you get matched with total strangers, for the most part, who are also people who are from anywhere in the world looking to practice mock interviewing. And being matched with strangers adds an extra kind of layer of realism to the interview process because it'll be someone you probably haven't met before. And the coding challenge might be a bit different than one that you've seen before because it could be anyone in the world asking you anything. It is limited to topics. You can go on PRAMP and say you want a back-end interview or a front-end interview. But generally speaking, the PRAMP interviews are a little harder and a little different than what you might have done with a coding partner. The final step in our mock interviewing program is the industry professional mock interview. And what that is we have a bunch of partners at Microverse who are industry professionals who work with our students to do a mock interview that is a simulation of the exact interview that they would do when they are hiring someone. So our industry professional mock interviews are industry professionals who are currently employed at a software development company, and they participate in the hiring process at the company that they work for. So when they interview our students at the end of the program, they're giving our students the same interview that they use when they are hiring a candidate at their own company. And so it's a very, very accurate simulation of the interview process. And then we also have our students do interview prep assessment, which has more simulations of what the hiring process is like. So we will have students do a take-home coding exercise that is similar to the ones you might encounter when you're looking for a tech job. And we also have students do a mock phone screen interview, which students will have questions. They'll have to answer questions in real time that are a handful of technical and behavioral questions that are common to phone screen interviews. Both of these exercises in the assessment are timed, and that's a crucial component of it. The time limit is a part of interviewing. Job interviewing isn't just about mastering the content or being personable and relatable in an interview. It's also about being able to answer questions quickly under a time pressure. So that is the biggest and most important part of our mock interviewing program, is getting you comfortable with interviewing for tech jobs, both from a behavioral and a technical standpoint. And practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the better you will get at it. Once our students finish the interview prep program, not the mock interview program, there's many other things you do in interview prep, you will start job searching. And what we do in job searching is we have, in addition to helping you learn how to apply for jobs and helping you find all the good places to do that, we also encourage you to pick a side project to do while you are job searching. So we want our job searchers to be coding and applying to jobs and interviewing. So what is a good side project? Well, in career services, we talk with our students about things like, should you contribute to open source, or should you create a new project of your own? If you create a new project of your own, how do you define the product? How do you decide the architecture? How do you scope the work? And if you go into open source, should you look into a big project or a small project? What is the best way to contribute to a big open source project or a small open source project? Which project should you contribute to? There are many roads to success here. There's many things you can do that would be good when you're coding a side project or contributing to open source while you're job searching. And probably the most important thing to remember is whatever you are most comfortable doing is most likely going to be the most successful. But the overall goal here is to build up a portfolio and a reputation of being a good developer who works well with others, because contributing to open source and building open source projects or building projects of your own is ultimately an excellent networking opportunity. What we want is we want to maximize your ability to connect with people who are hiring. And so the best example of that would be if you're contributing to open source, you're contributing to the open source projects of a company that is hiring, and you want to get a job there. So you contribute a bug fix or a new feature to one of their open source projects, and you impress a hiring manager and get an interview. That's one of the things we love to see. And we have seen some students contribute to some projects that have gotten them some interesting networking opportunities before. So yeah, that's pretty much what the career services team is here to help you do in that part of the program. So from here, I will pass it on to Jen to talk about what happens when you get a job, or if Yvonne is available, we can go back to the earlier part. Okay, take it away, Jen.
Yes, I'm going to reverse the slides. Sorry, everyone. Let me back these slides up because Yvonne is back and is now going to talk about these cool SMART goals. So take it away, Yvonne. Yvonne, are you still here? Hang on one second, everybody. I think we lost Yvonne again. One moment. Let's see if I can get Yvonne back. or not. Okay. All right. We are going to proceed. We will come back if Yvonne comes back. Yeah, I see Yvonne left the chat. All right. We're just going to wing it. All right, here we go. Let me fast forward to my part. And I went too far. This is so fun. All right. So something we are frequently asked is, what happens when I get a job? That's something we are asked a lot. So, in the most simple terms, once students become employed, they stop attending their Microverse stand-ups and their coaching group sessions. If it's earlier in the program where they're, working with partners, of course, their partner will get a new partner and you will go on your way and you will focus on doing your best job at your job, because currently we don't have any part-time options for you to continue doing your Microverse work. So that, you would become an inactive student until you either come back to complete your coursework, which hardly no one does, or if you come back to do the job search again, which is much more common. Either way, whatever you decide, we're here to support you. All right. And then the next step is that we schedule a meeting with a finance representative to celebrate your new job, talk about how we want to continue supporting our alumni, and then we chat more about the ISA payment details, if applicable in your situation, keeping in mind that the ISA repayment doesn't become active until you are earning more than the threshold, which is $12,000 US dollars annually. All right. Sorry, everyone. Multiple screens going on here. Okay. Now, if you aren't making that amount, you are not responsible for repayment until you reach that income level. However, I do want to talk about this. Some people choose to start paying some money anyway. And, even if it's not 15% of your income, some people put in, $5 a month, $10 a month. And it goes into this really cool Pay It Forward fund that we have. And the Pay It Forward fund, the money you put into the Pay It Forward fund, it counts towards your ISA. So it does take money off of your balance. But most important for us, which is interesting, is that it helps us grow our fund for stipends, which can give assistance to other students who need it, so they might also succeed in this program. So it's kind of a win-win if you're not making, you haven't hit the threshold and maybe you have a lot of family support or a lot of savings and you're like, whatever, I want to make a little bit of contribution. When you volunteer like that, it goes straight into our stipend Pay It Forward fund, which is great. And next slide. All right. So if you earn your $12,000 or more, a payment plan specific to your case will be generated. And we currently use invoice.com. It's really easy. We walk you through that in that meeting, in that final celebration meeting. And, we will at that time create the invoice to pay your income share agreement, which is usually the $15,000, except in cases where a stipend was awarded. If you had a stipend, it gets added to that. A few other key things to remember is that we want all students to report their employment and their income to us every month, no matter what amount that is. Even if you're not past the threshold, this data really helps us understand trends and to help other prospective students make decisions on whether, they want to sign up for this program, or, as I saw in one of the QAs, somebody was asking about, salary expectation. And this helps all of the coaches also with having data to see, what kind of salaries are coming in so we can help you. All right. In the situation where you get a job, but let's say it's freelance or contract and it's hourly, or for whatever reason, it's just not a fixed salary, you will also report that monthly so we can recalculate your monthly payment plan accordingly. So you're not really stuck. Let's say, you start off in your hourly job and it's 40 hours a week, and then your hours change. You're not stuck making a payment that we set up when you were working 40 hours a week. You just, send us your information and say, you know what, my hours were cut to this. This is my most recent pay statement or invoice or whatever. And we will adjust down your monthly payment accordingly. And in the reverse too, if you come and get a better job, because that happens a lot, sometimes we find as soon as you get a little bit of experience, getting jobs becomes easier. And you could very likely get a better job. So people often come back and say, you know what, I'm making more money. I want to report this because I want to get this ISA paid off. Come back for that too. The most important thing is that we keep our communication open so that we can help you in any way we can, right? We've also had situations where people were making payments, for 5 or 6 months, and then, they get laid off, or, their contract ends. Of course, again, let us know so we can put your payment plan on hold. All right. I'm going to see if Yvonne has come back. Let's see if Yvonne is back in the room, because I really want us to talk about SMART goals. Yvonne, are you here? Don't see Yvonne. All right. I don't know if Yvonne is coming back. And so, you know what? I'm just going to wing it. Everybody bear with me. I really want to talk about SMART goals. And Yvonne's not here, but I'm just going to do my best. I didn't prepare for this part, but here we go. I don't want you to miss out on this. So SMART goal setting is one of those skills that you're going to carry over into your professional job search. And we are starting to introduce SMART goals much earlier in the program now. You will see when you're filling out that daily stand-up form, you're asked about your goals. And this is to help you develop those goal-setting skills that it's going to set you up for success in the technical part of the program, to keep driving you forward as you're, working on your capstone projects and things like that. And then it'll also help drive your motivation in the job search, so that when you get into the job search, you will be motivated when there's weeks that go by sometimes that you don't hear anything. Sorry, did Yvonne just come back? Yvonne, if you're here, do you want to take over your SMART goals?
I don't mind, yeah.
Okay, because I'm just winging it. All right.
Okay, great. So I'm just going to run through this 5 minutes before my computer disappoints me again. But yeah, so SMART goals. SMART goals are a special part of what we're introducing early into the program to just help, develop your strong goal setting skills. And SMART goals generally follow you all the way through life, even into your career, if you are going to need it a lot in your career. And that's why we're trying to get you to pick up the habit right now, early on in the program. So sometimes you find yourself, dealing with procrastination. Sometimes you find yourself wondering why you just don't get stuff done. That is largely because you're not effectively setting SMART goals to help you meet your targets. SMART goals are supposed to be specific. They're supposed to be relevant, result-oriented. They're also supposed to be, time-bound as well. So wanting to do or complete certain tasks is a very good thing. But to help you do that effectively, you need to set goals for the things you need to do. There are two types of goals. There are long-term goals and there are short-term goals. As a Microverse student, your long-term goal can be completing the program in 9 months and then getting a job, a good job in software development or web development at the end of it. A short-term goal can be completing a professional skills project or completing a capstone project. And those are short-term goals. And the difference is in terms of the length, pretty much, and the timelines expected. Now, with your weekly retrospective forms, you're going to start doing a lot of goal setting with that if you haven't already started. And regardless of where you are in the program, whether you've started interview prep or not, you're going to have to set different goals every week that you want to achieve in the next week. An important part of filling out those goals is understanding what you've done in the past. How did the past week go? Did the past week go okay? What blockers, what were you struggling with? And then in setting the goals for the next week, you want to ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in this week? What is on your task list to achieve with your partner, with your coding partner as well? And how do you want to overcome some of the things that were blocking you in the past week? So good thing about goal setting as well is that you need that to stay focused in job search and to help you stay motivated and to get, like the web development job of your dreams. Any question on SMART goals would come during the FAQ session. So I would quickly go through professional skills. Professional skills are simply how you can relate with other humans and create an outward perception of yourself. Now, in Microverse, we have professional skills projects, and these projects are expected to be completed before you start interview prep. And they include things like your GitHub profile, your portfolio, your resume, setting up LinkedIn profiles. You're going to need to make connections that will be outside of your comfort zone, and you need to interact, with confidence. And that's why we teach things like networking, collaboration, conflict resolution, and other soft skills and professional skills as well in the professional skills curriculum as well. And one of the important things is showing that you have what it takes to be a good developer. And it's not just your technical skills that are required. Even before a recruiter tests you on your technical skills, they would need to connect with you on a human level. And that's why you need all of the social profiles we ask you to create and invest time into making sure that they're good enough and they showcase your abilities well enough. So with this combination of setting SMART goals, we believe that you will be able to get through the program swiftly, making sure that you're meeting your targets effectively and reaching your milestones effectively, and your professional skills as well. Let's say SMART goals are a good part of understanding professional skills as well. And you need your professional skills ready before you get into interview prep. So my session was supposed to come before the person who spoke about networking, but you can tie that back somehow in your head. So yeah, that will be all. If you have any questions about SMART goals or professional skills, we can take that in the FAQ session. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. I know that we're getting really low on time, and we have a student assembly today as well. So I want to jump to the Q&A, and I do see, how the upvotes are working. So let's take turns answering these, coaches. So the first one that's been upvoted the most is, if asked in an interview what your salary expectation is, what is the best way to answer this? Especially considering you do not want to sell yourself short to a company which is located in a higher cost of living country. Do any of you want to grab that, or do you want me to answer that?
You can answer that.
Okay, I'll do it. All right. So, yes, this is a really salary expectation is really complicated because you have to do salary research in the country where the company is located, but you also have to do salary research where you are located, because more often than not, especially companies in the US, Canada, Australia, UK, they will often hire from other countries specifically to save money. So they might not be paying a wage that is consistent with their higher cost of living. That's often why they do this. And so making sure that you do research, not just on, you can look on Glassdoor, you can Google it. Stack Overflow has a really neat salary calculator. It's not, it doesn't cover every country in the world, but it covers many countries. And you can use the Stack Overflow calculator to give yourself a good idea. You can also, try your best to dodge the question. That's what I recommend when it's really early, especially in that first phone call. You can kind of circle it back and say, well, I'm not as concerned about salary as I am finding a place where I can grow my skills in React and, work with a great team on a great product. You can kind of try to redirect and see if you can get out of it as well. Or you can turn the question around on them and say, you know what, I'm really new to this industry and I've done a little bit of research, but I feel like somewhere between this number and this number is about what it should be. Can you please share with me the salary range for this role so we can talk about if that's a good fit? So you can try to turn around and ask them what their salary range is. All right. And then I do see a question, how many students who were never a TSE or mentor got jobs? What are the percentages? That I saw that question earlier, and that's an answer I've been trying to get to you, but the data is not something that's easily accessible for me at this moment. So I will try to get back to you when I have that answer. All I can say, because I don't have percentages, is that I've worked with a fair amount of students who got jobs who were not a TSE or a mentor. That percentage exactly, don't know right this minute. Another question is, does Microverse have hiring partners? We do have some hiring partners. This is something we get asked a lot. The issue with hiring partners is that they often want to hire like either a large group, like we want 10 people, all from Argentina that all graduated within the last month. Sometimes they want something very specific, or sometimes the hiring partners just aren't actively hiring. So even when we have hiring partners, we don't always have opportunities to share with students because of those situations, because maybe they want something very specific. Sometimes our partners come to us and say, I know you don't teach Python, but do you have any Python experts in your group? That's why we have you fill out, when you're working through Microverse, you've probably noticed your surveys, and we ask you things like, what other languages have you worked with? And that's why we send you those things. But that's the situation on hiring partners right now. Let's see what we have here. Just trying to scroll the questions. All right, what if student completed the technical curriculum but not completed coding challenges? Will they start interview prep, or do they first need to complete coding challenges first? I believe you have to complete your coding challenges first, but I can get back to you on that. Let's see. There's a question for Crystal. Crystal, it says, hey, Crystal, I really want to network and apply for Rails jobs since I just got off Rails curriculum, but I'm not sure if I'm qualified. What do I do?
Okay, so it's going to be a long answer, but I know we don't have much time. Basically, to tell you my story, I studied software engineering for 5 years. And even when I came out of that and I applied for jobs, I was still not good enough. Why? Because I didn't have enough experience. And I kept thinking to myself, how can I get experience on a job when they don't want to give me the job because I don't have experience? This is a very weird catch-22 situation, okay? But the way to deal with it is not to let yourself get bogged down by that. You might not have enough experience today, but it doesn't stop you from applying. You have to keep applying till you find that job, till you find that company that is ready to hire you at that level of experience you have. And when you haven't found it yet, keep building your skills as much as you can. Go and contribute to open source projects. Go and create your own projects and put them on your resume. So basically, in the job search curriculum, every month, you'll be completing one technical project. When you complete your project, I strongly advise you to put that on your resume, have links to that project, and put it on your LinkedIn as well, so that when recruiters see your profile, even if you do not have what they call professional experience, they can clearly see that you're capable of creating applications using Ruby or Ruby on Rails. But please make sure you don't get yourself stuck in this mindset that I don't have experience, so no one will hire me. That is definitely not true. It is not true. And I felt the same way when I was a software developer. All I can encourage you to do is apply to a lot of jobs every week. Like literally, we recommend 5 a day. So that's like 15 a week. Go for it. And when a recruiter finally says, I want to meet with you, that is where you're going to sell them your skills. You're going to show them your value. And your value is way more important than your experience. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Crystal. All right. I see a lot coming in here, and we only have 2 minutes. I'm going to skip the Launchpad question because that's pretty much the same as hiring partners. It's one of those things that sometimes it comes through, sometimes it doesn't for the same reasons. How many students are on it, that I also don't have at my fingertips at this exact moment. Someone asks, instead of showing a resume, would it be better to show a portfolio of work you've already done, since some hiring managers might not be tech savvy? That's exactly why we have you do both. And a resume in particular is super important. It seems redundant, it seems old-fashioned, but so many online systems are going to require you to submit a resume, even in a networking situation. When you have been networking with someone and they say, hey, I know about this opening at this company, let me pass in your resume, you're going to be asked for a resume at some point. So it's good to have that readily available. You're going to need both. Karthik asks, in interview prep, connecting with career coach for 30 minutes a week is really not much time. Connectivity with students and career coaches definitely need to be improved. That's something we can definitely, talk about offline. We definitely feel like your coaching, we have our career coaching groups where we are very collaborative. So you have a lot of support, not just from your coach, but from other students as well. As for slides or recording, I do believe there is a recording that will be released. Slides, I think, can also be released. I will find a way to get that to you. It is unfortunately time to go. We have the student assembly. I am screenshotting for myself the remaining questions so I can try to follow up with each of you that I might have missed. All right, have a good day, a good evening, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.